So for my artifact, I chose this organic crop farming versus non-organic crop farming infographic. The audience type and level of education of this infographic is supposed to inform a primary audience of executives and non-specialists concerning agriculture and their choice when it comes to their food's origins. This would mainly be high school and college educated shoppers. This infographic is meant to inform the mass public about the choice they are truly making when choosing between organic and GMO products. I would say most younger generations may be more familiar and less wary of GMOs than older generations, but these older generations may also be the ones to claim organic as being just a sales gimmick. Um, as for the document's proximity, there's too many different styles, like this one and this one and this one, and different colors and different things going on. Um, yeah, and all the text is placed too close to each other to tell what goes with what. For instance, this yellow reduces nitrate by 30%. Is this in reference to the first entry up here or the second entry here? Is it just in reference to organic crop farming as a whole? How and what kind of nitrate is being reduced? Nitrates applied to the field or nitrates found in water runoff from the farm? Also, phosphate supplements do not contribute, do not come from fossil fuels, but in fact phosphate rock. Where is it? Right here, yeah. They come from phosphate rock, which naturally has cadmium in it. So by putting it next to this and making it seem like this cadmium is coming from the fossil fuels, when in fact the phosphate doesn't have anything to do with the Haber-Bosch reaction, that you have to put the ammonia gas that's coming off of fossil fuel production. So it's not even made from fossil fuels, it's made from a byproduct of fossil fuel production. But this Haber-Bosch process is not even mentioned. All around, these three statements have almost nothing to do with each other, yet are arranged as if they do. Alignment, everything here is fairly even, and all the text is left justified. However, these four sets of columns should only be two, and the titles should be over the text and not beside them. It's kind of hard to read, especially when there's things like this that come below. So does this go with this statement, or is this a statement that stands on its own? Formatting is off. There's no consistency. You can tell it was attempted by columns 1 and 3 being the same font and size and all of that, and then the same with 2 and 4. However, in this way, with the left justified text being beside and not beneath, it looks too crowded. Contrast, due to alignment and repetition, the reader's eye has a hard time focusing on how they're supposed to be going through this whole document. I was too busy and there's too much going on, especially with these icons. The navigation aids do not work well because of the contrast and the alignment between all the types of text and all these rows of text. While all the white space is being used, almost unrelated graphics are being put in there, some of them extremely biased and are used in more of a persuasive manner than informative. And with the amount of white text that is taken up by all these icons, they could have actually had clear, concise organization of their information, because the icons take up about as much space as the text itself. The color differences between the two rows are two different shades of blue, which if you're trying to make it a really, really different contrast in the choice, you should probably pick a higher contrast in the color that you choose. Also, I wouldn't use versus. I would use or, because it's a choice. It's not one against the other. You're not competing in a battle of whatever. The information's not organized very well as it is as a whole. Like, none of the information seems more important than the next. None of it seems more relevant than the next. There's no real clear inclination of where the reader's eye should be focused on and where they should be pulling their information from. Um, Only one pattern of organization is used as concerning filtering, and this is just used to distinguish different information, but it's not very effective. For the typeface, I would make everything the same font and not use different fonts in between. I'd also take out verses, and I would take out all of these icons that are kind of biased, more persuasive than informative of the choice that you're trying to make.